So the Dallas Cowboys could make a very small tweak to the starting lineup and have great results off of it. And new head coach Brian Schottenheimer appears to be open to the idea. Hey, what's up, everyone? It's Mauricio Rodriguez here at ATZ Sports Dallas. How about we take a little break of all of the Micah Parsons contract negotiation talk and talk a little bit of football? I know everyone's thinking about the NFL draft, but I think Schottenheimer made some very interesting comments when discussing the Cowboys' offensive line. And it seems to me that he is open to making a tweak, not convinced, right? And not even leaning in that direction, maybe, but he is open to the idea of switching two key offensive linemen and seeing what comes out of it. And I think if the Cowboys get it right, it could even be a major upgrade to the offense. And I'm talking specifically about the right guard spot, because that's how it all started. Brian Schottenheimer was asked about Brock Hoffman, specifically if he thinks the former undrafted free agent can be reliable as a 17-game starter. Now, you and I know that when Hoffman went out there to replace an injured Zach Martin, the Cowboys even improved in the run game. And Hoffman might not be the player with the best technique on the team. He might not be the best athletic player in the team, but he does have this edge, this violence to him that the Cowboys really benefited from when they were feeding Rico Dowdle in the latter stages of the season. Schottenheimer, by the way, just gave flying praise for Brock Hoffman by saying that if he was stuck in the back of a bar and had to get out, Hoffman would be one of the guys that he would want in there with him. Unprompted, Schottenheimer brought up Hoffman's versatility and said the flexibility, being able to play center and guard, of course, is the puzzle we have to fit together. I thought that was very telling, right? Hoffman maybe not being perceived as a right guard necessarily, but as someone who can also play center. Now, this is obvious. Hoffman, before he moved to guard, was playing center, and then he lost out the competition to Cooper Beebe. Cooper Beebe took over from at center last year, and that was it. But in 2025, I think there are several layers to this. Number one, when Beebe was drafted, you didn't need a right guard because you had Zach Martin already. You didn't need a left guard because you had Tyler Smith. So the one spot where it made sense to play Beebe was at center because that was a major need at the time. But now, right guard is kind of wide open. And if the Cowboys think Cooper Beebe is better at right guard than he is at center, maybe bringing up Hoffman's versatility and talking about him being like this puzzle that they need to fit together, that seemed to suggest to me that the Cowboys could look into sliding Hoffman to center. And naturally, that would mean playing Beebe at guard now that that door is open or that vacancy is there. And actually, Schottenheimer was immediately hit with a follow-up question right after his Hoffman comments that was, hey, do you see Beebe at center? And Schottenheimer's answer was, right now, yep. Now, right now is the key part of that sentence, in my opinion. And I don't think we're even looking too deep into this. It seems like going into the 2025 NFL season, the Cowboys could look into sliding Beebe to center. Now, let me remind you that the Cowboys hired former Kansas State offensive line coach Connor Riley to be their offensive line coach this season. And when Riley worked with Beebe, Beebe was a guard, and he played pretty much all across the offensive line except for the center position. So there's totally a scenario where Riley goes, man, I would just rather have the best group of five. And to him, maybe that is Beebe playing a guard. Now, keep in mind this as well. When he was coming out of college, one of the biggest strengths for Beebe was his ability to get out in space, reach the second level, and just bully second-level defenders, get them into the ground, and have this nasty style of play. If he plays at center, Beebe is going to be freed up much more often to pull and create that violence that we've heard Schottenheimer talk about, that we've heard offensive coordinator Clayton Adams talk about. So there's totally a scenario where the Cowboys go, where can we get our best group of five, and where can we get the best out of each of our players? And the answer to that question might be, well, Beebe should play at right guard. I'm not saying that's necessarily the case, but I am saying, hey, who wouldn't like a duo of Tyler Smith and Beebe at a guard? And maybe the Cowboys are happy with the quote-unquote downgrade that would be Hoffman at center. As Schottenheimer said, it is a puzzle, but this is one of the biggest storylines to watch, in my opinion, when it comes to the offseason, because the Cowboys might add somebody else in the NFL draft, but say they go wide receiver in the first, running back in the second, maybe they take some defense in the third. There's totally a scenario where the Cowboys get to day 3 and they haven't done anything about the offensive line. And if that's the case, they're going to have to work with what they've got. And I totally see a scenario where that is playing BB at a guard and maybe moving Hoffman back to center. We'll see what happens. But to me, this is a major storyline to watch. And it could be a small change that yields amazing results. So let's stay tuned and let me know what you think in the comments down below. Thank you.